All right, hello everyone. So, hope you guys all had a great new year. Let's get back into action. Here I got gold in front of me. Now, with gold, as you know, the market's trending upwards since that beginning here, and you can see it on the weekly as well. We closed higher. A bit of a pullback to go up is nice. If it does happen, we're looking at around 2050 to cover that gap here. If it doesn't, but it keeps pushing up until the swing day, which is going to be which is in your members area. Okay, there's a possibility that swing day is going to be Wednesday, which is tomorrow. So we might find ourselves going up until Wednesday and then swinging down. Here, what you've got to look out for, this is on the daily 2091 and 2100 is on the monthly. Now, if we break the 2100, it's going to be a psychological factor as well. And if it breaks above that, you know what's happening. Okay, so we should push further up. So we're going to have to be careful if you're going to be sellers, or if we are going to be sellers, we're going to have to be careful on that. Now, the weekly, as you can see, is too far out. Okay. But what we can do here is this. Let's just push this up there. If you want to do something manual, what you can do is just bring that into that. Okay. Now, this is already a sign for us. Okay, that this, okay, is already a sign for us that there's room to push up. Okay, you can see that, right? That's on the weekly. Even if is that right on the edge? Let me just make sure we're right on the edge. Yeah, well, I guess that's it, you know. So that's basically it. So we are pretty much breaking above it. So going up is not a bad idea, but what we got to do is we have to be careful. At the Astro hours at 137 specific for gold. I've mentioned it in the Astro hours, okay? So going up is not a bad idea into that zone. If we come down first, okay, it's good because if we come down first, we'll have room to go up. So I personally hope we come down first in order to go up. And that could be, you know, around these zones here. So if we fall back, if the market comes back, I'll put these as Astro hours because they're already done. So I didn't put it in the members area, okay? Because at the end of the day, you know, initially the first change should come around this 1020 zone here when the market is ready for some change. If we come down first, we're going to look to go up. All right. That's how we want to pan it out according to our technical analysis. So mark in this zone here, this 2058 is already done, but this is the previous day low. If you don't have the previous day low, previous week low marked in your chart, you know, just mark it in. And 2048 here is going to be, where are we? 2048. 2048 is going to be this gap zone here, all right, on the weekly. So because we're on a new week, okay, the price between the 3 bar is going to be that 248. So if it does dip down, touch it, and then go up, that's going to be what we're looking out for. So if we come down first into a swing day like Wednesday, then going up will be great. Okay, and then we can carry on with that. Let's take a look at SP 500. Now, SP 500, as you can see, here we are. Now, SP 500 has also got some specific nice hours, which actually is, let's mark it in 12:15, which is 11:15 on the platform. So I'm just going to push this into 11:15, okay, which is there. And then we've got also specifically 145, which is 12:45 on the platform, which is there. And now these are specifically for SP 500, so I'm just going to shade them in a different color just to, there we go, okay. and also this one too. All the other hours are standard, so you can use them for whatever you're trading. But because we're doing gold, SP 500, specific trading, I'm just going to mark those in here. All right. So with the SP 500, what should we do? Well, if the market goes up, okay, what we want to be doing is selling it off. Now, as you know, indices move together. All right. So looking for swing days as the same dates as Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and SP 500 is what we're looking after. And if you check your swing days on the members area, you'll see Dow Jones and Nasdaq has common days, so we want to be using those. So if the market does go up into this zone, into an Astral, we would like to sell. Okay, we'd like to sell the SP 500 from up downwards. Okay, and this is how things are panning out. This is a good drop here, as you can see. It was pretty powerful on the momentum as well, and on the weekly, that 71 is that 4791. Okay, if it goes above that, leave it alone. Okay, because then the market might push up, and we don't want to, we don't want to get stopped out in front of that. So if the market does break above that level, just stay out of the market and let's see how things pan out. But this is looking good for a sell-off. Okay, also on the monthly, we still have a bit more room to go to that 4882, but I'm just going to be cautious on that, okay, because it's a breakout, it's a new month, so coming back down, okay, back into that goodbye kiss zone here is really an option, coming back into that 4,600 zone. Okay, so at Astro Hours, if we go up first, selling is the way to go. Okay, otherwise, if the market comes down first, then this is an impulse move here. If we come down first, going up is a better option. Here we're in the middle of nowhere because that's the sell zone, that's the buy zone, so this is no man's land. If the market hangs around here, the daily and the weekly pivot at Astro Hours, be careful because then it's going to go either up or down, and there's a bit of a gap hang here, so coming down here to push up is logical, and then we can sell off from the highs. If it goes straight up, then obviously selling is going to be the option for us at Astro Hours from these high levels here, like I marked in here. If it, like I said, if it breaks above these, closes above there, don't muck around with it. Euro dollar. All right, so it's a new month for us as well. Resistance is at 55, 11.13. So let's put that 11.13 up there. As you know, we sold off at that target before. So now 11.13 is up here. If the market comes back up, selling around here is going to be good. And also it's looking good here as well. All right, this is a nice manipulation zone before the crackdown. So this is not a bad zone to be getting in to the market if we head up back in there. Okay, and there'll be a lot of stops here, so they'll want to clean it out. So if you want to actually go long at an Astro Hour down here, this is actually not a bad spot. Yeah, 7:30, 6:30 on the platform. Nice and easy. All right, if you want to go long as well, you can, because it should pop up a little bit. Let's see what we've got here. Let me just do this. This is not, it's going to be 9:25 here. So let's do this. Okay. Now, where's that coming from? On the weekly, let's see. On the weekly, the support is going to be 57, 1.0964, 1.0964 is all the way down there. Okay, 0964. All right, so this is on the weekly, on the blue line there. All right, so we should pop our heads up a little bit more maybe. On the monthly, we've got that level, like I said, there. On the daily, Going up to sell off is not a bad idea. Where should we hook up? 1055 is looking okay. So we've got that level and we're going to need 1055. 1055, which is pretty much right in there. All right, so this is not a place where this is not going to be a bad spot either, because the market wants to sell in between this zone as well. All right, so going up here and then selling off is okay. If we go back up there, selling off again is okay, and the market should go up. And this is an Astro hour, so it should really go up without any change until 11:54 my time, which is going to be 10:54 here. All right, so 10:54, I don't know, called it 11. All right. Overall, though, this is a good retracement on the daily. Okay, so if we go back up to sell down again, is where we want to come down all the way back into these zones by spring. Okay, so the market should start to push down, and this is what we talked about as well last time, right? Remember, impulse wave, boom, 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 and then pushing down further. Same on the weekly. Here's what impulse wave A, B, C move here, as you can see. Now, this could also be the beginning of the first wave as a diagonal on the weekly. So in any case, though, an A, B, C down should take us lower all the way back down into that 1.019 zone at least. Okay, so we'll want to see ourselves coming back into this zone here. All right, I hope that is clear. Let's go on to, so what do we want to do with the euro dollar? Well, from the highs, if we get back up into a high zone, we want to sell it off, like I said, from this zone or that zone as well. You can also check out the previous day high, but there's a bit of a gap here. So I'm inclined to kind of have the market go up here and then sell off. That would be the kind of nice thing for us. So if you want to go long from the lows here into, first of all, this zone and then into there. Let's see. That's if it breaks out above this. All right. So when we go here, there should be some resistance to sell off. Okay. So no buying at the tops, always buying cheap to push up there to the opening, to the weekly, daily. Then we cover the trade, obviously, put some profit aside. If it breaks out on a pullback at the Astro hour, go up into the previous day high or this zone here, which is going to be a place where the market sold off, or above into that zone there. All right, so it requires a bit of trade management. Obviously, you guys know about it. Right here, Dow Jones. So here we are. Now, Dow Jones, as you can see, is nice and still up here in the high levels. And today, NASDAQ is a swing day. So the first place is 77.98 on the daily, 37.822. I've got 37.822 is going to be just around here. Okay, so that's going to be the first zone where the market will test it out according to that level there. Okay, and then if they sell off, we should have targets going back into 72 and 69, which is 37,600, as you can see here, 37,550. Okay, so 37,600, which is the weekly there. 550 is going to be right there, which is the previous day low. All right, so turn that into a 15-minute chart. That'll look better for us. So at Astro hours, if we're up somewhere, selling is not a bad idea. As you can see, it's broken that swing down. So going back up, taking out the stop, selling off is looking okay. You might also want to do that during the New York sessions, simply because US indices working out much better in the US session. All right, so okay, that's how it is. So these levels, like I said, the weekly and the daily, they're also going to be targets down here. So if the market sells first with that going up, if it sells first, you can buy to go up. But like I said, Tuesday is a swing day, so just be a bit mindful because we're at the top. So what we want to see is the market come up so we can sell off, right? That's what we'd like to see. On the weekly, there's no target there. It's quite high, as you can see. On the monthly as well, the target is just way, way, way out there. So if it keeps going up, for me, that's like a worry because because it shouldn't. Okay, because we should have some kind of a good retracement. This should all be covered out. I'm expecting the market to fall back at least down to here before we start going back up again. So selling on the swing days this week, I don't think it's a bad idea at all. All right. Nasdaq, same kind of thing. All right, indices are all going together. There's such a nice sharp fall there. So if the market goes back up, let's take a look. It's the new month. Now on the monthly, it's, as you can see, got huge divergence there happening. So selling the highs is what we can do. On the weekly, let's see if we do have a price. Not particularly, but the support is 71.86, which is 16,775. So 16,775 is right there, 16,775. Okay. Now this is on the weekly, right? Okay. So if the market comes down first, that's the first support they have. If we go up first to come down, then I would suspect this would break out, and then we might come all the way back down here into 65, is it? 65. This will be 63 then, I'm guessing. Yeah, 63.75, which will be 16,000 odd, which is what? 16,395 on the weekly. So on the daily, let's see how far it can go up. Going back up into 74, 73, there's going to be 17,039 to 89. So 17,039 is there. All right, and 89 is there. Now, I'm not saying it will come up there, but if it does, we are sellers. Okay, so if we come down here first as the weekly support, if the market breaks down, then going up to sell off is what we're going to do. And the most logical place initially is going to be this zone here. So we can shade this out and take this in. Okay, and that's basically where we should enter if we want to sell at an astro hour. Okay, so if it gets up there in the US morning session, then selling is going to be an option for us. Okay. Bitcoin, that's a nice breakout there. Okay, let's take a look on the monthly. Yes, looks like we're going even higher. That's a bit weird. Okay, on the daily, this is where we are. Okay, so I did say without breaking these levels, we can't really say we're going down. But as you can see, this is again hitting targets up here, making another big gap here. So it's going to be a bit dramatic if this starts to make a goodbye kiss. So this is also a zone we had, and the market touched it a bit. Now it's probably going in. So we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, on the daily, without breaking these lows here, we can't really say it's going down yet. Okay, but obviously no buying around here. If you had this set up on your chart, like with us, if you're using the 80 AM and if you're trading that, so that's pretty much what you could have followed: the breakout, the goodbye kiss, and the push up. Other than that, there's not much to talk about here, as you can see. Okay, but I wouldn't buy here. Obviously, the market will need to pull back before, but this is a sharp buy region, as you can see. So the market should come back down into this daily, weekly zone. So at Astro hours, if they sell off, it wouldn't surprise me. I wouldn't be buying at the tops here at all. All right. Not to mention on the weekly, this is for us, it's a sell zone. Okay. As you can see, the sharp fall there. So buying here for profits is not really the best of ideas at all. If you're day trading it, I'd sit and wait until some sign comes about it's selling off. Other than that, it still has a bit more room to go into a good buy kiss and hit the targets and then come down.